Hello dear students, this is Kanchan Patil from Department of Information Technology, Sanjivani College of Engineering, Kopargaon. Let us start with unit number 6 of the subject Processor Architecture and Interfacing. The contents are 8255 Programmable Peripheral Interface, interfacing of 8051 microcontroller with different devices like LCD, LED, 7-segment display, keyboard, ADC, DAC, stepper motor, different sensors like temperature sensor, pressure sensor, and interfacing of 8051 microcontroller with external data memory and program memory. As you know that we have already covered 8255 programmable peripheral interface through gaming pedagogy through the crossword puzzle. So we will not focus on this topic in the lecture series. We will directly focus on interfacing of 8051 microcontroller with different devices. Let us first understand what is interfacing. Interfacing is a method that provides communication between microcontroller and the interface. It consists of two important components. One is hardware part and second one is software part. When a device is interface is connected to the microcontroller, it is considered as a hardware part, and when microcontroller is programmed with some source code to communicate with the device, it is referred as a software part. For example, to use an LED as an output device, LED should be connected to any one of the port of microcontroller, and this is considered as a hardware part, and the microcontroller has to be programmed inside that make the LED on, off, blink or dim. It is considered as a software part. There are different interface devices. The first one is input interface device. These devices send data to the microcontroller to perform some task or to process on that data. Such devices are keypad, keyboard, sensors, etc. The second type is output interface devices. Such type of devices do not send any data or any information to the microcontroller, but microcontroller sends some command, some data or some information to those devices to perform some task. Such devices are referred as output devices. Such devices are LED, LCD, 7-segment display, stepper motor. The third pattern is storage interface devices. When 8051 microcontroller wants to store something, some data, some program on the external data memory or on the program memory, then such data memory or program memory is referred as a storage interface devices. Those devices are specifically used for storage purpose only. Then the fourth type of interface devices are processing devices. Such devices process some data and interface with microcontroller to such devices are ADC, DAC. ADC converts analog signals into the digital signals and DAC converts digital signal into the analog signal. Let us start with interfacing of 8051 microcontroller with LED. What is LED? It is a light emitting diode. It is a semiconductor device which is used in power indication purposes. It emits the light when activated. LED finds the application in different areas like traffic signals, lightning, camera flashes, message display boards. If you observe in the market, so many shops are using that message display boards to display the name of that shop. LEDs need approximately voltage drop of 1.7 volt and 10 milliampere current to flow through them in order to glow at maximum intensity. When 8051 microcontroller interfaces LED, we have to take care of three important things. One is current should flow through that LED to glow that LED. Second, a resistor should be connected in between LED and 8051 microcontroller because 8051 microcontroller may emit more amount of current, and because of that more amount of current LED may get damaged. and that's the reason that resistor is required to limit the flow of current. And third important thing is you should have a crystal connected to the XTL1 and XTL2 pins of the 8051 microcontroller to generate a clock signals of a desired frequency. Okay, if you take care of these three things, it will be easy for you to interface 8051 microcontroller with LED. When current flows through that LED, we have to take care of two things, that is anode and cathode. Anode is a positive terminal, cathode is a negative terminal. If you want to differentiate anode from cathode, if you observe this diagram, anode is longer than the cathode. So from that length you can identify which one is anode and which one is cathode at the time of implementation. As I told you, resistor is important in the LED LED interfacing to limit the flowing current and avoid the damaging the LED or the microcontroller. Now let us concentrate on how the current will flow through that LED to glow that LED. There are two ways which we can interface LED to the microcontroller. One is a reverse bias and second method is a forward bias. For each method, the connection and the programming techniques are different. Let us see both the programming technique, ways one by one. Let us see forward bias first. If you observe the diagram, this is forward bias. The input voltage of plus 5 volt is connected to the positive terminal. This is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. If you observe, the input voltage is connected to the positive terminal of the LED and microcontroller pin should be at the low level because current flows from this input voltage towards the microcontroller port pin, and as I told you, resistor is required to limit that current. Okay, this is a forward bias. If you use a forward bias interfacing pattern, the LED will glow only if the pin value of microcontroller is low, as the current is flowing from this terminal from the external input voltage to the 8051 port pin, and if you want that LED should glow, then the 8051 port pin in the forward bias should be low. Okay, and let us see the reverse bias. In the reverse bias, this is my positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. So from the positive terminal, current will flow as the negative terminal is connected to the ground. So this 8051 port pin should have a high value. Then only LED will blow. So LED will blow only when this 8051 port pin is high and it will send a current from this port pin to the ground level. Okay, so these are the two methods, the way we can interface with LED with 8051 microcontroller. Now let us see the third important component. First, we have seen resistor, why it is required. Second, the way we can, the two different ways we can flow the current to the LED, we can send the current to the LED to glow that LED, and the third part is we will require a crystal. Okay, as we know, 8051 has an on-chip oscillator, but it requires an external clock to run it. So this crystal is connected in between XTAL and XTAL2 pins of 8051 microcontroller. We have learned both the pins in unit number 4. Okay, and this crystal needs the two same value capacitors. If you see in the diagram, C1 and C2, these are the two capacitors connected to the crystal, and both the capacitors have the same value, that is 33 power factor. Okay, so this same value capacitors which are connected to the crystal and the complete set is connected to the XTL1 and XTL2 pins of the 8051 microcontroller, they will generate a clock signal of a desired frequency. Now you will think, why do we require a clock signal? Of course, when you want, at some moment you may want to glow that LED, and at another moment you may want that LED should off. then of course you will require to generate a time delay when LED will glow and when the LED will be off. So for that you will require a clock signal of a desired frequency. The crystal oscillator frequency varies from 1.2 MHz to 12 MHz when it is interfaced when 8051 microcontroller is interfaced with LED. Now let us see the complete diagram. As I told you, why do we require this crystal to be connected with XTL1 and XTL2 pins, and why do we require these two capacitors? Already I told you that we'll require a resistor to limit the current flow, okay, so that this LED should not get damaged and this microcontroller also should not get damaged, because in one pattern current is flowing from microcontroller to the LED to glow, and in second pattern current flows from here to here. So it may happen that because of the excess current microcontroller may get damaged or the LED may get damaged, and that's the reason this resistor we will require. Now if you observe the diagram carefully, we have connected our LED, we have interfaced our LED to the pin 0 of port 1. If you want to interface this LED to any of the pin of microcontroller of the port P1, P0, P2, you can interface, no issue. Okay, you have to just take care that this should be connected, this resistor should be used, and second one is you should understand which method of interfacing you are using. You are using forward bias or you are using reverse bias. So accordingly you have to make the changes. Okay. In this diagram we have used the reverse bias method of interfacing, as the current flows from this terminal, that is from positive terminal, to the negative terminal, and the negative terminal is connected to the ground. So whenever that 8051 microcontroller port pin P1.0 will be high, okay, it will be high, it will send the current to the LED and LED will glow. Okay, so I hope you have understood the interfacing of 8051 with LED. Let us move towards the interfacing of 8051 microcontroller with 7-segment display. Now, what is 7-segment display? A 7-segment display is a 10-pin electronic component with 8 LEDs embedded inside it to display a number from 0 to 9, or you can display different characters, like few characters like A, B, C, H, E, lowercase e, F, etc. Now we have learned, you have learned the interfacing of 8051 microcontroller with LED. So it will be very easy for you to interface 7-segment display with 8051 microcontroller. As in the 7-segment display, we have to interface 8 LEDs instead of 1 LED. We have learned how to interface 1 LED. Now let us learn how to interface this 8 LEDs. Okay. First, let us understand how that 7-segment display works. A 7-segment display consists of the 7 LEDs arranged in the form of squarish 8 slightly inclined to the right and a single LED as a dot character. If you observe this figure, you can see that there are total 8 LEDs, and out of that 8 LEDs, 7 LEDs make this number, or you can say character. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one LED represents the dot. Okay, so we'll require 8 LEDs. A 7-segment displays are seen in devices like clocks, digital home appliances, etc. There are two different configurations when we interface 7-segment display with 8051 microcontroller. First one is common cathode and second one is common anode. We will see both the configurations. First, let us see how it will work. Okay, now this is my 7-segment display. There are characters, that is A, B, C, D, E, G and F, which represent which number you want to represent, or which number you want to display. These are the different segments, okay, which are available. One segment represent one LED. Likewise, 8 segment represents 8 LEDs. Okay. Now, what is this COM? Okay, we are going to use two methods of configuration, that is common anode and common cathode. So for that we will require this COM. Okay, we will see in detail that also. Now, if you want to represent or if you want to display 0 on the LED, for example, okay, so which pins or which LED should glow? So LED A, B, then F, C, D and E. If these LEDs glow, then only 0 will be displayed. This G LED should not glow, then 0 will be displayed. And if you want to display this dot, that is also okay. If you don't want to display this dot, that is also okay. So whenever you want to display 0, the remaining, that is A, B, C, D, E, F will those LEDs will glow and this LED will not glow. Now, how to configure? Let us see. This is a common cathode 7 segment display. In this common cathode 7 segment display, a cathode, that is negative terminal of all the LEDs. If you observe, this is the negative terminal, this. Now there are 8 LEDs and these are the negative terminal of all the 8 LEDs. Okay. In the common cathode configuration, the negative terminal of all the LEDs are tied together to a single terminal. Now this is the single terminal, okay, and this is labeled as a COM, as I told you in the previous figure. Okay, why this COM is used? So now in common cathode, all the negative terminals are connected to a single terminal and this is referred as a COM, and this COM will be useful for using that common cathode 7 segment display interfacing. Okay, and what about the anodes? All those anodes are left alone as individual pins. Okay, now the cathode COM should be connected to the ground while operating the display, as at the anode side the high voltage will be given and then it will turn on the corresponding segment. For example, here at A, if the high voltage is given, then this A segment will turn on and it will display that respective LED, or it will glow that respective LED here. Okay, so this part will be displayed on the 7 segment display. Now if you want to display 0, as I told you, except that G part, all the segments except that G segment, all the other segments should be glow. So at the anodes, all the anodes of the all segments. Now these segments means these are LEDs in fact. Okay, so at A, B, C, D, E, F, at these segments all the anodes should be given a high voltage and corresponding LED will glow and 0 will be displayed on the segment display, 7 segment display. And what about this dot? If you want that dot should glow or it should on, you can also give a high voltage to this respective dot and then this dot will also be on. Now let us see the second configuration, that is common anode 7 segment display configuration. It is a positive terminal type and all the anodes, now you can see in the figure, this is positive terminal. Okay, and all the positive terminals of all the LEDs are tied together to the single point, and this single point is also here it is also considered as a COM point. Okay, now this single point should be connected to the high voltage. As I told you, anode in the cathode, that single point it was connected to the ground, and in the anode this single point will be connected to the high voltage to supply through the resistor to the current. Okay, in order to turn on a particular segment, if I want to turn on this particular segment, a ground level voltage is given to the corresponding cathode pin. Okay, if I want to turn this segment on, now at this negative end, ground, this end should be connected to the ground. So for the to display that 0, A, B, C, D, E, F, this connection should be connected to the ground, and that G will not be connected to the ground. Then automatically all those segments will glow and they will display 0 on the 7 segment display. Most of the times that common anode configuration is used, since logic circuits can sink more current than they can source, and that's the reason common anode it is used. Let us see the actual diagram. Now if you observe the previous diagram, that is interfacing of LED to 8051 microcontroller, let us compare that diagram and this diagram. Now in that diagram and here, this oscillator frequency crystal, it is same. Okay, there is no change. In that diagram, ground and VCC was not connected, but you have to connect that ground and VCC in that diagram also, in LED interfacing also. Okay, now this external access, if it is 0, then external memory is accessed by the 8051 microcontroller, but here we are not going to access any external memory, so this will be connected to the VCC. Okay, and next, now here you can interface this 7 segment display to any of the port of 8051 microcontroller. Okay, but here the complete 8 pins, the complete port will be required to interface. Okay, in the LED interfacing only 1 pin it was required to interface, but here as 8 LEDs are available to in the complete 7 segment display, we do require the complete port. Okay, here port 1 is used for the interfacing. Okay, so now these 8 pins of port 1 from P1.0 to P1.7 are connected to the 8 segments of 7 segment display, that is A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Okay, and here it is a COM. As we have used here a common cathode 7 segment LED display, this COM port is connected to the ground. If you are using a common anode configuration, then in that case this COM port will be connected to the +5 power supply or +5 voltage. Okay, now this 8 pins of microcontroller are connected to the 8 segments of 8051 microcontroller. Okay, and these registers are used. Why these registers are used? To limit the current flow. As I told you, if these are not available, what will happen? The excess current will be flowed, and either the display can get damaged or microcontroller may get damaged, and that's the reason we do require those registers to limit the current. Okay, interfacing, if you observe that LED interfacing and 7 segment display interfacing, it is same, only the difference is here 8 LEDs we have interfaced combinedly, and in the previous diagram only 1 LED it was interfaced. Okay, now why do this require? Why that capacitor and resistor is connected to the reset pin? To eliminate the bouncing condition. Okay, as you know that when we are sending some data, or when we are sending 0 or 1 from one point to the another point, number of times it get bounced. Okay, so to eliminate that bouncing condition, we do require some switch. S3 is the switch connected here, and to work that switch we will require one capacitor and one resistor. Okay, and that's the reason they are connected to the reset pin. And as I told you, a clock signal of a desired frequency should be provided so that the LEDs will glow at a specific time. So this is the complete interfacing of 8051 microcontroller with 7 segment display. I hope you have understood. If you are finding any difficulty, in LED also and in 7 segment display also. You are free to discuss with me. Okay, so in the next lecture we will see interfacing of 8051 microcontroller with LCD, the third display device, that is a output device. Okay, so we'll stop here. We'll meet in the next lecture. Thank you.